So he asked me to read a few words for him. I brought a prop for some of you might not know Steve. This is Steve. That's one of his happier moments. This is when he found out that Dean had a girlfriend. You can keep that one.
Cheers, bro.
So here's some words from Steve. There are a few things in my life I've never expected to happen. I never thought I'd win lotto. I never thought I'd have sex with Scarlett Johansson. I never dreamed I'd be writing a speech for Dean Richard's wedding. I had to stop and say it slowly. Dean is getting married.
Got married, bro.
What?
No.
I met Dean through his brother Wayne. I'd met Wayne in the Manawatu Amiga users group. Yeah, the geek stuff starting now, sorry, man. And when I came around to his place to play some computer games, I met Dean. Dean was an Atari ST user. Oh. That's a bad thing for those of you who don't know. So I did what every Amiga user would do and ignored him. So I vaguely knew Dean for quite a while before I actually became his friend. He probably doesn't remember a few of our interactions at Manawatu TV and Sound before our common love of all things geeky made us buddies. I bought a video digitizer. Sorry, that's geek speaking. For my Amiga from him, and I'm sure he ripped me off on the price.
They're too evil and unsound circus, bro.
Damn Atari users. I also remember buying a cord for my electric bass that turned out to be faulty. Dean fixed it for me on the counter with a soldering iron. Of course, it gave me electric shocks forever after that. Damn Atari users. As I mentioned, it was Dean's love of geek stuff that I also shared, which formed the basis of our friendship. Many a weekend was spent battling for galactic supremacy as we manoeuvred our little plastic space soldiers across the pool table, rolling dice and cackling as we threw imaginary hot plasma death at each other's forces. Shit, it's kind of amazing either of us managed to convince a woman that spending their lives with us would be a good idea. I moved overseas. It's only just thinking of the Mel now. I moved overseas for a while, and a combination of this being the days before Facebook, etc., and me being crap, I lost touch with Dean for a few years. When I returned from London, I explained that I'd played this cool game called Magic the Gathering. Had he ever heard of it? He proceeded to open a chest of drawers, each one crammed to the top with cards. Yes, I think I may have heard of that, he said in the classic understatement that we expect from Dean. One thing Dean has always done is thrown himself completely into the things he is passionate about. Mel, I'm sure you realise this, as he is now throwing himself utterly and completely into you. I've just remembered that Miles, I'm Inappropriate Brown, is reading this, so I think he made it sound a lot ruder than it was supposed to. There was something about a STEMI man at one point, but I thought I'd leave that out because we're kids. Dean is very lucky to have found someone like you, Mel, kind, caring, loving, and completely comfortable with punching him in the throat if he tries to do anything too stupid. This is the guy who, looking at each of his mates getting married in turn, said, "No woman is going to have me under the thumb." Now his favourite line is, "Yes, dear." Oh, how things change. All those times I said, "Happy wife, happy life," yeah, I wasn't joking. I wish I could have been on Palmy, but I only got my invite a week ago. Dean's not the most organised dude out there. He missed my wedding. "Hey Steve, when is your wedding? I've misplaced your invite." It was 6 months ago, dude.
I put it somewhere safe so I didn't lose it.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'll finish up now and let you get back to your drinking and dancing after Miles has had his turn. I just want to say that I wish you both all the best for your lives together. It's great to see you both so happy together. Out of my 3 things I never thought I would happen, I can truly say that being able to tick off number 3 from the list is one of the things that brings me the most joy. Now, if you excuse me, I still have 2 more things on my list to get started. So that was from Steve. So thank you, Steve.
Thanks, Steve.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, absent friends. Raise your glass. Now it's my turn. So once again, this is me, Miles, talking now. I met Dean back in the 90s, one of a group of people obsessed with paying ridiculous amounts of money for a few small pieces of cardboard. aka Magic the Gathering. Dean was only too happy to accept my weekly paycheck in return for particularly rare pieces of cardboard he'd sourced and had shipped over from America thanks to this mysterious new technology known as the internet. A strange and terrible place where you could buy anything, find out the answers to all the world's secrets. Well, basically it was for looking at pictures of naked women, or so he told me. Dean and I formed a friendship that centred around gaming of all kinds, cardboard to computer, and through him I met many more like-minded geeks, such as Steve, Polly, Mike, Bridie, Bruce, Dino, and our dearly missed friend Craig. Steve mentioned Dean's love of telling us how no woman would have him under the thumb. Oh, how we laugh now. But he was a really good mate, and I remember him being really understanding when one of my old girlfriends dumped me. I don't know why, but he'd let me come around and we'd just hang out watching baseball on ESPN and drinking homebrewed liquor that was supposed to be bourbon or rum flavoured, I think, but I think it was just actually mints with the purple strain out of it. He knew I needed to just have someone to talk to, even at 2 o'clock on a Thursday night and got work the next day. It's good to have a mate like that. Even for a guy voted most likely to die of Pringles poisoning, seriously, have you ever seen a wall made up of empty Pringle cans? Yes. I think one of the rooms on their new house is actually made of those. The extension of the house is too. I also have a good memory of an evening in Wellington. We went to this bar, and I can't tell you that story. I can't tell you that story. Suffice to say, it was daylight when we got out.
I'd forgotten about that.
Like a kid in a candy store.
You do have a Polaroid.
Through the years, we've had a lot of laughs, played a lot of games. All of us guys maybe didn't see each other for catch-ups as often as LAN parties got replaced by online gaming. Work and family stuff started taking up more of our time. Well, some of us. But we always had the bollocks email list, where we'd tell jokes, rant about politics, especially Craig, and just generally stay in touch even when members of the group, which was known as the FBI, Fat Bastards Incorporated.
FBI stack.
I was obviously the skinny member. Even when some of the guys moved away to Wellington or further afield, Steve to Australia, etc., we always kept that to keep in touch. Before there was Facebook, there was the bollocks list, and it was way cooler, heaps funnier, and if only some of us had thought of it sooner, we could have sold that idea to Mark Zuckerberg and be billionaires. One day, Dean drops this bombshell. He's met a buxom wee lass and they're dating. I glanced around when he said this, but I didn't see any sign of the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. I still remember the look on his face when he told me. That's for illustrative purposes. My, how the world has turned. Soon he's bringing her around to our place just so he can prove it. And the next thing I know, he's having a sloppy makeout session in my kitchen. I still remember the look on his face.
And mine.
What are you doing in my kitchen?
It was quickly apparent that he was absolutely smitten, and Mel quickly brought him into line, about time, and briefly into shape. That seems to have slipped again. And I think we could all see that this was something that was going to go the distance. To put it into a gaming context, and sadly there's probably not enough people here to get this, but for those that are, Dean doesn't have to create female toons anymore to play with, he now has the real thing. He helps her with her 3 pre-made characters, as if he created them himself. He will never be able to max out her level or beat her high score due to her unlimited level cap, but he'll still be able to log in every day and enjoy the experience of grinding with her until death do them part. I'm proud of you, buddy. You've proved us all wrong, and Mel, I am amazed at the depth of your patience and understanding. But as Steve indicated, Dean's totally into you, and I'm so happy you guys have found each other. Dean and Mel, I wish you every happiness in the world.